What is up, gamers? We are live. 2 minutes left before the tournament starts here. Got a spicy deck for tonight. I'm looking forward to trying it. I haven't played any games with it yet, but should be quite fun. Test. Oh, 1 minute left. Looks like we got a decent amount of people, 13. That's about, I guess depending on who submits the deck list and who doesn't, it's about what the that expanded tournament was, so not too bad. Here is a look at what we're playing tonight. A little spicy rogue deck I found on Facebook from 6 years ago that someone had posted. So we'll see how it goes. Should be pretty fun. Looking at this format, I'd say, check in. Sweet. I'd say the best decks are, I mean, Virzian Genesect won Worlds. The last tournament in this format, I believe, was actually won by, what's it called? I believe it was won by, like, the Flygon Excelgor list, which I have built in person, actually. Pretty fun deck. This deck loses to... it's going to lose to Trevenant Excelgor. Pretty hard. It should have a decent time into non-Trevenant Excelgor decks, though. The matchup spread is supposedly pretty good into the rest of the format. Blastoise and Raybor are probably pretty tough, although you kind of just try and aggro them. I was thinking about adding a Druddigon in, but I kind of just decided people probably won't be playing those decks as much, but we'll see. Yeah, I was about to actually play the Yveltal Darkrai Dusknoir deck that Mia Violet got top 16 at Worlds with. Played a couple games with it. I want to put that deck together in person. I should have the cards. Dusknoir is just such a cool card in this format. Lets you move around your opponent's damage. Honestly, a very broken card. Yeah, here we go. This is the Darkrai Yveltal Dusknoir deck I was talking about. This deck is very strong. Kind of swapping the Garbodor line for being able to just manipulate damage on your opponent's side of the field. A decent turnout, honestly. 16, jeez. That's even bigger than it was. Nice. Gotten some people hopping in last minute. Love to see it. I never played... So my deck in this format was Yveltal. I played Yveltal Garb to Nationals and Worlds and Juniors. Actually, I have my 60 built. It was kind of a... It was quite the... kind of... It wasn't that out of the wall, I'd say, but it was definitely, like... It was quite unique. I remember I had 2 Absol in it. I had 2 Darkrai, which I really liked. I believe my Nationals list had a Bouffalant, but I don't know if my Worlds list did or not. The list I have put together in person I don't believe has Buffalon in it. I'm a pretty big fan of the Evil Toll decks in this format, though. Let me pull up the past tournaments in this format. Obviously, this is just what's on Limitless as well. Oh no, it's Pyroar. I was mistaken. Pyroar was what won the last tournament, so it would not surprise me if there's a good amount of Pyroar. Just people. This looks exactly like Michael Pramalot's second place Nationals list, which was a very strong deck. He did lose to a deck pretty similar to this, except it had Garbodor in it. But Pyroar definitely gonna struggle to deal with anything that has multiple outs to it. So take a look at some of the other lists here. This Plasma Kyurem deck I definitely would prefer not to fight. Kyurem will hit Landorus for weakness. Deoxys hits Mewtwo for weakness. So I would definitely prefer not to hit that. Let's see what else. This is a very interesting deck. I don't know how prevalent this deck was. I don't remember ever seeing this during the format's time, but Raichu, very strong attacker, with Yveltal, Lugia having that lightning weakness, able to trade with them as a 1 prize, and then you have Victini EX, of course, for your Virizion Genesect matchup, so it's a pretty cool list, if I do say so myself. So I assume we'll have, 4 rounds into, okay, it looks like it'll be single elim unless they change it. Yeah, I have fond memories of this format. It was the first format I qualified for Worlds in, because I was at maybe like 200 points or so, and I think it was either 400 or 500 that you needed for Worlds this year. It was a very large championship point amount, and I had a great run at Nats. I believe I got 11th place, so top 16 points, but I still didn't have my Worlds invite. But they did an LCQ kind of grinder style event at Nationals actually that year. So I played in that to hopefully get my final points for Worlds, and I ended up winning that event as well with Yveltal Garb. So that got me my Worlds invite in the humble junior division when I was 8 years old. I did play Yveltal Garb 2 Worlds. I think I ended up like 3, 4, 3, and 3. Did not have a great Worlds, I remember, but it was still a very fun tournament. Looks like this is Ewar Costa's Virizion Genesect list here. Got the 1/1 Drift Blim line and the Shaman EX. This is a format, so I don't play this format very much, even though I have all 4 of the Worlds decks, and then I have, what do I have built right now? I have Flygon, I have Empoleon. I think I have those 2, and then I have I put together 2 more fun decks. I put together or I guess just 1 more fun deck in this format. I put together the Miltank Greninja deck that Puka showed off on his YouTube channel. That's a very cool deck. But I haven't built a ton of this format because I have like 10 decks built for 2014 states, and a lot of people think that format is better than this format. I want to try and build, because I don't even have a big basics Landorus deck put together in XY states. So depending on how the night yields for us, I could definitely see putting this deck together as well. Let me see if it looks like more people are signing up. A lot of people that don't have their list submitted, so I must be waiting on them. Anyways, I can monologue for a little bit longer. This is the deck that we don't want to play against tonight, for sure. We're going to get bodied by Trev Gore. This deck is evil. Trevenant shuts down item cards, so you can't play any switching cards like Escape Rope or Switch. Then you have the Selgor that for a double colorless energy does 50, and then it paralyzes and poisons, and then it goes back in the deck. So you kind of just have this infinite lock, thanks to Dusknor, one of the craziest cards ever printed, honestly. It's really interesting because they printed like 3 either tier 1 or tier 0 Dusknor cards that I can think of off the top of my head, because you have the Diamond and Pearl Dusknor, which is also just like an insanely broken card. We could even count Trevnor. Trevnor's a broken card as well. This was the first very broken Dusknor card where if your opponent has 4 more bench Pokemon, you can choose one of them and just shuffle it back in the deck. So it helped limit bench sizes in 2010 in those formats. This Dusknor Level X, this is one of my favorite cards of all time. I think I own one of them. I at least used to own one of them for my cube. Crazy. It looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card with how much text there is right here. Basically, if Dusknor is your active and would be knocked out, you play it as a stadium card, and it's basically, it does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon in between turns. Kind of like a Shrine of Punishment, except obviously stronger because it hits every Pokemon. Pokemon are weaker in this format. And if I remember right, most decks didn't really play stadium cards, so. But I don't think Dusknor Level X was seen that much. I've yet to see a 2010 list that played it, but still pretty funny card. Oh, nice. All right. Let's get into it. Do I need to click join? Come on. There we go. All right. Round 1. Definitely go first in this format. See what we're up against. Mewtwo start. Not terrible. Oh, look like a mulligan. Let's see what he starts. Plasma, okay. So I could Skyla here. I'm a little hesitant. I think I'm just going to attach basic fighting here because attaching DCE does not feel good. I think we'll Skyla for level ball. Yeah. Skyla for level ball. Do we want Dusknor or Pikachu? I think I'm going to go with Dusknor. Yeah. Level ball. Get a Pikachu down here. What's up, August? How are you doing? Playing some retro decks tonight. I'll touch the muscle band, that's fine. And then we'll just pass for turn. Ooh, I woke up ridiculously late today. I woke up at like 2:30. But okay, awesome. It is the Lugia build. So I'm glad I grabbed a Pikachu then. Looks like town map. Looks like it's just a Turbo Lugia build. Should be a pretty good matchup. See another Deoxys down. Yeah, I think this is like the super fast. Ooh. Don't like that. My Pikachu is no more, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, TCG1. There we go. As long as he doesn't whiff energy here. Oh, I guess, yeah, there's a muscle band on this. Oof. He still needs energy. Bicycle, digging. Ah, he hit it. Unfortunate. That's not good for us. Got the Juniper away. Dusclops and Raichu. I mean, this would have happened whether we benched the... Oh, thank you. Thank you. I will, I need to fix that. Once this game's over. Oof. It's not great. Hopefully we get another basic here. Alright, we get a Duskull. I'm gonna think I get another Pikachu down here. Could either get a Pikachu. Yeah, I think get a Pikachu to try and threaten this. Lugia. Could just go for another Mewtwo potentially as well. Now let's go for Pikachu. And we will X-Ball. Get 100 damage on the field. Let me see if I can fix that slow mode thing. The Chorus Machine. Could be getting Plasma Guild here. That'd be pretty bad. This game might just end up being a wash, honestly. The energy attachments. Tails on the roller skates. This is, it's definitely not the prettiest game client, but it's what the most amount of the retro community plays on. There's I mean, you can play decks up to base set and then to 2004. There's a catcher. Tails is good. Okay, nice. Just a rated knuckle. So we'll get a knockout here. Get an energy on the Pikachu. That's pretty big. Yeah. And we should have a hopefully have a Raichu established. Ooh, okay, that's not my favorite draw there. Could put the second Duskull down. Yeah, I think I will. Doesn't really hurt. And then we'll just X-Ball, take the knockout. Hopefully we can get some good prizes here. Yeah, it's definitely not the prettiest game client, but it's the best best to play retro on, I'd say for sure. Okay, nice. Chorus is a great draw there. Beautiful. If you can get another Lugia set up here, still definitely scary. He is down 3 Chorus Machine though, so I think if I can Raichu this Lugia, I think we're in a great spot. I'm just gonna have to find my last Raichu and find a Ball Search card for it. I don't know how many I have left. There's a catcher. Probably, yeah, going for the Pikachu, but I mean that's still fine here because I'll pick the knockout up with another DC on my Mewtwo. He's kind of gonna be left to try and attack me with the Oxus. I don't even need to play the laser. Don't believe. There's a Chorus Machine. Probably on the bench Lugia, I'd say. Failed it. Okay, that's great for us. Oh, it just says GG. Nice. Well, starting off 1-0. Let me see if I can fix that slow mode in chat, but I'm definitely a little scared at the start of that game. This Lugia EX is very similar to Iron Hands, where it takes another prize card. Pretty scary, but thankfully having the Raichu, and then he whiffed the Plasma Gale that one turn was big. So let me see if I can fix that. The YouTube slow mode. I'll put the deck list up in the meantime. Yeah, I haven't played it a ton, but I used to play on this client a lot more. Maybe like pre-COVID, because there were some cards I didn't own, or to play certain formats that you couldn't play on the official client. Obviously now you can't really play you can't play even like the expanded formats on TCG Live. It's pretty much just standard. Yeah, right. I mean, they've added some like images and stuff to it, but it's yeah. This deck I found on Facebook from 6 years ago. Oh, there we go. Okay. I should have the slow mode should be fixed now. I thought that when I enabled it, I thought it was like a delay, so someone couldn't stream snipe me. See how the other games are going. See what other people are playing as well. Oh, it looks like our deck lists live. Okay, no, deck lists aren't live, but interesting. We don't have any Trevenant Excelgor, which is great. So I feel pretty confident into honestly most of this meta. Honestly, this Ninetales Amoonguss deck could be a little scary. Let me see if I can pull up what these guys do. Although I think it's gonna have a tough time into most of the other decks, but it plays this Ninetales card. Which I'm a huge fan of this Ninetales. I think it's a super cool card. So it has, when you evolve it, you get a free boss's orders, which is great. But then the attack also does 20 and then 50 more for each special condition on them. And the Amoonguss, I believe when you evolve it, one of the first Amoonguss ever printed, when you evolve it, they're confused and poisoned as well. So you can definitely hit a lot of damage. Oh yeah, so I'm going to Pokemon Seattle regionals at the end of February, which I'm super excited for. And then we'll have indie regionals as well at the end of May, so this is the Dusknoir card that I'm playing in my deck tonight. It lets you move around all the damage on your opponent's side of the field, which is like super broken. There's a lot of toxic like control decks that play it and then will just permanently lock you. I'm playing more of I'm playing a very aggressive deck instead. With we got this Landorus EX that can hit 30-30. Also has a bigger attack, although we're not using it too much. And then Mewtwo EX is probably the main attacker, I'd say. This card is like super notorious for being super powerful for a long time. This format, it was kind of getting power crept out of the format, honestly, but still very strong, especially in a deck like this. Does 20 damage for each energy attached to you and the opponent. So obviously not like a super strong attack now in terms of like current standard format, but like this card was so broken in like right when it was printed, and even like in this format, I'd still say it's like a tier 2 deck. And then we're playing this Raichu as well, which can hit 20 for each of our bench Pokemon. So if you have a full bench, it'll hit 100 damage. But it's really strong because the Lugia EX deck that we just played against is weak to lightning, so you can one-shot him. And the Yveltal EX, which that's the deck that I played to Worlds this year, and one of the most dominant decks, also is also weak to lightning. So a decent split of the meta share. We got 4 Brazilian Genesects. That definitely doesn't surprise me. That's the deck that won Worlds. Got 1 Pyro deck. We should have a decent time into that, hopefully. This Landorus Mewtwo is us. Got a Darkrai deck, which that might just be Yveltal. I'm not sure. Got Flygon Dusknoir. But yeah. It's like this is a Verzian Genesect mirror. Are you talking about the Charizard Because they pulled the crazy Charizard, right? On Christmas. Yeah, that's such a crazy pull. I wonder if they'll sell it. It sounds like they'll probably keep it for a while. It dropped a lot because on release it was like an $1,000 card, and I think now it's only like 300 to 350 ish. But I mean that's still crazy for cardboard. That a card is like super cool as well in my opinion. I definitely would not purchase one. Well, looks like we got Virizion Genesect versus Pyroar. That probably should just be a wash. Let's see how it's going. I've really been getting into building more retro decks over like the last couple weeks, which has been super fun because I have a lot of the cards. Yeah, I know, right? Well, so like ideally that card's definitely gonna go up in like the next year or whatever, but it like yeah, no, I would probably sell it too. I would not blame anyone for just immediately selling it. The thing is like a lot of the vendors like they just like might not want to buy it because of how volatile it's gonna be, you know. So, like, I when I was vending, I had maybe like two different people come up to me with that card, and I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm not trying to spend $600 on a card and then it drops to 350. That's just how all the modern stuff is right now. It's crazy. Like vintage stuff is in a pretty good spot, and I think a lot of people still like to collect it, and it's obviously harder to find, but all the modern stuff is super volatile. Like I would only buy stuff if I'm like only acquiring cards for in like base rarity for decks or in packs that I pull that I'm like getting from tournaments and stuff. Dude, this Int AEX is so cool. This is a cool Aromatisse build. Got the Giratina EX as well. We definitely might struggle into this Aromatisse deck. I could see it being a pretty tough matchup. We're definitely just kind of going to want to go fast into it. Looks like it's like kind of a plasma build. Deoxys EX is scary. The thing is, he might not have a water attacker for Landorus, so Landorus might be able to get some good mileage in. And ideally, if we can stick damage on the board once, we can just move it over and kill the Aromatisse. It depends. Like, stuff with the Charizard, I feel like the people that are, like, you know, predicting the market and seeing what's happening, like, they can... Like, most of them should be able to know not to spend... Like, buy the super modern card at $1,000 right on rip. Like, most people would recommend if you're like trying to purchase stuff like that to wait like 4 to 6 months till it's kind of at the bottomed out. But obviously stuff can change because just kind of how much they print the set and when new runs get. And then there's like also just like random like people like hyping up cards on Twitter and stuff. Yeah. You kind of like eventually get like a brain for it, I'd say, but even then sometimes it can be tough to predict. This Int EX card is so cool. I don't think I own any of them, but I'd love to. All of these Dark Explorers, Next Destinies, like EXs are like some of my favorite cards of all time. Yeah, makes you feel unca. Now this Aromatisse card is super cool. I guess XY came out like right at the start of 2014, but basically 2013. Yeah, I mean this was the very first Aromatisse card they ever printed. It's super powerful. Lets you move around all your fairy energies. So this deck can just play all these crazy attackers. If I can exit out here. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You can play like all these crazy attackers and you play these rainbow energies that count as any type of energy, so Aromatisse can still move them around. Like there's 5 different types of Pokemon in play. So like against this Virizion Genesect deck, they play the Entei deck to hit grass types for weakness, obviously. How's it going, Gus? How are you doing? Streaming some retro Pokemon tonight. Yeah, the XY games were the first 3D games, weren't they? I remember like how new and revolutionary it was to go from like the black and white games to XY, and you had the circle pad to move around your guy. I never played a ton of the XY games. I owned them, but I never beat them, I don't think. Oh, nice. There's the Gust on the Aromatisse. This should probably be wraps here. I think there's a... Oh, no, it's Muscle Band, not G-Booster. Okay. I mean, if you know Pocket, then you at least have a, kind of a basic understanding of it. I mean, the main differences are the cards are like a lot stronger. Even like, I mean, these are retro cards, so they're probably about the same power level as Pocket, honestly. But you don't have an energy pool because they're 60 card decks, so you actually like have to play the energy cards. And I mean, other than that, it's mostly the same, like trainer supporters. I think there's stadiums in it. I could be wrong. This is the deck we're playing tonight. It's a pretty aggressive deck. Got Landorus EX, can do big damage in this format. Mewtwo EX can also do some pretty big damage, and then the Dusknoir lets you move around your opponent's damage in any way you like. This is like one of the most broken cards they've ever printed. So I'm 1-0 right now. Oh, I need to update that. Yeah, Pocket got so many people into the game too, which I think is super cool. Obviously, it's like way more accessible, and I think a lot of like collectors just downloaded it because they wanted to open the packs, and then Pocket definitely is a easier way to get into playing. So, oh yeah, dude, the Game Boy games are so fire. I love the Game Boy games. I like actually bought the like physical cartridge this year, or I guess last year now, but I played them like on my emulated tablet when I was like 8 or 9. Those games are so fun. Looks like this game's just about over. It's pretty close. Max Potion came in clutch to heal that Entei. Because I guess this Deoxys can't... This Deoxys with a Muscle Band does knock out the Genesect. See what else won. Yeah, that's crazy. They actually just figured out the print money glitch. That's absurd to me. I mean, it's kind of interesting to me how like the art on a lot of them, they're just like copying. I feel like they release the sets very frequently. Do they release them like every month or something like that? I feel like they release the sets so frequently. But I mean, it's easy to print because all you need to do is come up with what the cards do and maybe like design the booster packs and take the art or whatever, I guess. But no, it's really cool that like it brought in so many more players to Pokemon, or like back to Pokemon. The actual TCG is like in a very good spot right now, I'd say. Okay, I mean every few months is like about what it is for what you call it. I mean that's about what it is for like the regular TCG. So obviously they don't have to turn the printing presses on for it, so it should be a little easier. Yeah, I would. So like if the decks weren't changing every set, I would get that. But like from what I've seen, the meta updates, like they basically print a new best deck every set, and so you have to spend however much money to get all those new cards if you're somewhat competitive, right? So it reminds me a lot of Clash Royale. I'm not gonna lie. From when I dabbled in that, and there was definitely a cycle in that where they would release a new card and you need to spend a bunch of money to get it, because most of the relevant decks had it. So I don't know how the competitive TCG Pocket scene is doing though. It's still not a terrible time to get into it. I guess that would have been like that would have been like a year after Sword and Shield released, right? I enjoyed playing the Sword and Shield games, although I didn't play them past the last like I played them for a couple weeks, beat them, and then I like stopped playing them basically. That's what I usually do for Pokemon, for the mainline Pokemon games. That's what I did with Scarlet and Violet. Like I played it so much I completed my Pokédex, and then I literally have not turned it on since. Like I did that in like a week span. They haven't released, because I bought ZA, but I played maybe like 10 minutes of it. I just didn't really get into it / have time. Whenever they release like I guess it'll be Gen 10. Is it Gen 10? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's really cool that Manchester has the freaking that, like, they have league every Wednesday night at Manchester, and like there's a lot of players now at Manchester too, which is pretty cool. The Fort Wayne scene is like super alive. We have 2 to 3 locals every week basically. And it's like 20 people every time. It's super alive, so it's really really fun, I'd say. What is going on here? Looks like we're seeing a fairy wind, maybe. That'd be kind of crazy. Yeah, I wonder when Gen 10's actually going to come out. Like, is it going to be next year, or do you think it's going to be another year from now? I haven't looked into any of the leaks or anything like that. Ooh, there's a Shadow Triad. Got back G Booster. If he has Plasma Energy, he has game here. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, no, the leagues are super cool. And like, even if you don't have a great deck, I mean, it's nice because it is easy to put together a deck. Now I'd say, like, if you like, most of the competitive decks are like 30 to 60 bucks, if that. So, and the vibes are like very good. I would compare it to like a good Smash local, like the vibes are all there, and a lot of people are pretty chill. Oh, nice. Yeah, I know like COVID kind of messed some of that stuff up, but it'll be just kind of the timeline of when they would release stuff. But I remember they released a new Pokemon game every year. I feel like last year we didn't get one for some reason. I could be wrong, or like sometimes they do the DLC. But yeah, I'll definitely play Gen 10. Because I never played Arceus a ton. Like I played it a little bit, but I never got super into it. So the Legends games aren't exactly the biggest thing. Oh, looks like this game's over. Nice. All right, I think that's all the rounds, unless there's one more. Looks like there's one more. This is the Flygon Dusknoir versus Plasma Lugia. Surprised that match is taking so long. Yeah, I guess like sometimes they'll release sometimes they'll release DLC instead, but oh my gosh, what is going on in this game? We are seeing a thunderous noise. Ooh, got the Virizion EX tech. That's interesting. This Virizion EX shuts if any of your Pokemon with grass energy attached to them can't be affected by special conditions. So the Acelgor in this Flygon deck can't paralyze him, which is super strong. Super good tech. I remember I really enjoyed playing through Scarlet and Violet. I bet I would enjoy replaying Scarlet and Violet on my Switch 2 now. And I'm sure they've like updated and patched the games and stuff as well. But I might consider buying Violet and like getting the DLC for it maybe sometime. I remember I played through those games so fast. I think that was still that was like senior year of high school. There we go. All right, looks like that's the last game that finished up. So we should have the next round pretty soon here. Yeah, especially like playing it for the first time too. It's like it's so hard to replicate that. Oh yeah, no, 100%. That's what I think. Like I could even see myself like replaying like Sword or Shield on my Switch too, because obviously if they work as intended, like they're great games. Yeah, no, 100%. I love a good winter break Pokemon game. I should have been ZA, but I was so dang busy. All right. All right, so the decks we could, well, I guess this is updated. Could play against Aromatisse, Pyroar, Bridging Genesect, Lugia, or the Ninetales Amoonguss. So I would probably prefer not to play against the Aromatisse. Looks like awesome. Oh, we hit the Aromatisse. Unfortunate. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about Afterburner right now for sure, which is a good thing. We got most of the stuff locked away, I'd say, so it's kind of just week of logistics right now. So. Let me make sure I selected the right deck. Oh, so I edit this. Here we go. Oh, nice. Yeah, do you have any ideas for commentators right now? No worries if not. I was probably gonna have Andy cast for Fort Wayne, so I'll probably do a tri-cast. So I'll probably have I was thinking like an indie caster, either like Prod or JSB. Should be pretty fun. It'll be going on at the same time as collegiate finals, so I think it'll be cool to have them both going on at the same time. All right. Yeah, this matchup could definitely be tough. I think out of all the decks, this and I mean maybe Pyroar probably the hardest. Did you guys see the Afterburner merch drop? That shit is fire. Alex did such a good job. Inte EX start. This card's so funny. Yeah, I was thinking Malice too, but I didn't know if he was attending. If he's attending, I think that would definitely make sense. I think he'd probably be the best South Bend rep. I was also going to vouch for Paradise as the Fort Wayne rep, but he'll be way too busy because Rivals will be going on at the same time. Tropical Beach. Dude, he's so good. It actually just straight up looks better than like every major merch I've seen this year. Like, it's so good. So true. Oof. Whiffed energy. That does not feel great. Sleep, and we'll just beach for 2. Yeah, I wanted like the turn 1 X-Ball there, but we'll get Pikachu in play. We'll definitely just want to target down the Aromatises in this matchup. So I want to build as much damage and get Dusknoir in play ASAP. I'm like kind of tempted to Juniper here, but Shauna's probably just better. Depends when I have to Ultra Ball away. Like, if I'm going to have to Ultra Ball the Dusclops away anyways, I might as well. But if I can save some resources here. Also, don't know if he plays Chorus Machine. Like, there's definitely Plasma Energy in here, but I assume this is grabbing Spritzy. My deck doesn't have any Gust. I think the idea behind that is you just set up Dusknoir, and then once you have damage in play, you just kill whatever you want. So there's a Deoxys. This is scary for Mewtwo for sure. One of the best Mewtwo killers in the format. Definitely one of the reasons Mewtwo EX kind of got driven out of the format. Yeah, it looks like energy on Deoxys as well. Makes sense. And a pass. All right. Yeah, no worries. Good talking to you, Og. Hope you have a good one. Okay, so I think I'm definitely gonna Shauna here because I don't want to get rid of a Dusclops and a Raichu. Probably get rid of one of the Junipers. That's probably the Laser. I think that's the most. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. We'll grab Duskull. Seems good, and we'll drop the Shauna. Wow, with energy again there. That does not feel great. Oh, the energy's on the Darkrai anyways. Okay. So I think. Oh shoot. Back to work tomorrow. No, Tropical Beach. Wait, can I build this? Nope. I gotta work tomorrow morning too. Bright and early, 8 a.m. There's a Megaphone. There's a Suicune. Alright. I'm gonna level ball for Dusclops for sure here. Recourse for 6. Because if he gets Aromatisse or one more energy, he's gonna start swinging here. I'm like a little cautious to put the second energy on this Mewtwo here because of frickin' Helix Force. The attack's so scary. There's a Fairy Transfer. Looks like we're going in with a Fire Fang, potentially. Or just retreating this Entei, getting rid of the poison. That could also make sense. Probably going into the Suicune here, honestly. Suicune would definitely be a little annoying here. Yeah, retreating. I assume whiffed. Okay. Manual attach. Gonna go with the Night Spear. 30 on the Duskull, I assume. Yeah. So I'll definitely evolve it up. And we'll go with the Chorus. Okay. Dusclops. Raichu. I think we'll attach to the Darkrai. Or not the Darkrai, the Mewtwo. Yeah. And we'll go with the Chorus for 6. Okay, there's a level ball. Probably gonna grab. Grab another Dusclops here, I think. Seems pretty good. Good escape rope here. I don't think it does a ton. I think we just want the most damage here. We're gonna get knocked out regardless next turn. I'm gonna I don't know if he has a supporter or not. I'm thinking about bumping this beach. I think we'll wait a turn. I think we'll be fine. We'll go with the X-Ball. Get some damage in play, at least enough damage if he doesn't have max potion to knock out this Aromatisse. I assume he has max potion this turn, though. These Aromatisse decks usually play 4 of them. That's why this is our worst matchup. Alright, let's see what he's got. Only a 3-card hand. As long as he has a draw supporter, he should be fine here, but not. Could definitely be in a good spot. Plasma Energy to Deoxys. Okay, probably going to attack with Helix Force here then. Which could be good for us. We could respond with a Mewtwo attack of our own. It does have the Juniper, so probably going to find Max Potion here. I'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't. I assume this deck's playing 3 to 4 Max Potion. There's an Ultra Ball. See what that grabs. It's pretty Megaphone and Muscle Band Glide. I didn't put that Muscle Band in play. Grab just another Spritzy. Makes sense. Makes sense. If there's no Max Potion here, I could still knock out double Aromatisse with the Hammerhead here, which could be really strong. I am down. Okay, retreat. Okay, gonna go for the... I don't know how much sense this makes. Okay, getting the Helix Force here, but I mean, I could go with could find a pretty strong play here too. If I find Dusknoir, I need like Dusknoir, Mewtwo DCE, I guess, but so I assume we're just going Helix Force here. Yep. Because I feel like would have preferred to not have to smack me there, or even like Night Spear to get that extra 30 damage on the Dusclops, maybe pressure it. Either way, we'll definitely promote the Raichu. We'll Chorus for 7 here and just kind of see what happens. Could put this Muscle Band in play. There's another Mewtwo. Okay. So I could respond here with the Mewtwo. Could technically be risk to a second Deoxys. I don't know if he plays it though. I'd be kind of surprised if he does. I think we're going to put the Mewtwo down. We'll Muscle Band it. So hopefully if we find a DCE, we can find a very strong attack this turn. Chorus for 8. Find the DCE and find Dusknoir here. So this is super strong. I'm going to evolve into Dusknoir. I'm going to Sinister Hand, and I think I'm going to knock out this Aromatisse. Yeah, I think that's very strong here. Be able to knock out the Aromatisse, knock out the Deoxys. Only 2 energy left in play. Down 2 Plasma Energy. Yeah, okay, let's Sinister Hands. This is some of the strength of this deck here. Let's take the knockout on this Aromatisse here. This is a little annoying to have to move the damage like this. I hope I don't accidentally end my turn here. It's really funny though, because on TCGO this was like 5 times more annoying. Oh my gosh. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread this last 30 in play between 3 Pokemon so I can't get max potioned. This is taking forever. Like in person, it'd be so easy to just move over the 90. Thankfully, the only way to mess this up is if I accidentally click in turn. One more damage counter, come on. There we go. Alright, we got a prize card. Woo! Take a K on the Aromatisse, get it out of play. Force him to find another Aromatisse here. Got an in off the prizes. And I'm going to go in with my Mewtwo. Bench another Mewtwo. I could bench the second Pikachu. I think I will. I don't see a huge reason not to. Other than like maybe wanting Landorus down. No, I think that's fine. Go bench Pikachu, retreat, take the knockout on this Deoxys, and we're in a pretty strong spot, I'd say. The big thing I'd be scared about is potentially getting return KO'd, but I think the only way he's going to return KO me basically is with a second Deoxys EX, which would require Plasma Energy and Aromatisse and a way to find that second Deoxys EX, and I think this deck only plays one, honestly. So, and X-Ball. Bang! Come on. It's taking its sweet time. Oh my gosh. Did it freeze? It'd be really sad if it froze. Come on. Come on, TCG1. It showed me X-Ball. There we go. That took so long. Oh my gosh, come on. Not like this. I'm not gonna refresh. I'm too scared to refresh. Maybe I should. It's just flashing. Come on. Can't even type in chat. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm gonna refresh. It says server connection lost, trying to reconnect. Alright, let's see if we can get back into it. Come on, TCG1. Oh my gosh. Well, thankfully it wasn't us. Looks like it was site maintenance. That sucks. I feel like we were in a pretty good spot that game, thankfully, so. But man. I don't know if we'll replay it or. Oh, there we go. let's see if it's... I assume this is a new game. Well, I guess we get an extra game in. Can't do anything about that. Let's see if we have any stronger of a start this time. Okay, nice starting Landorus. I like. Be a little susceptible to Suicune, and also this hand is a little sus. There's the Suicune. Speak of the devil. I'll hold that. I could escape rope here. Might not be terrible. And all he needs is the energy, though. I think I'm just gonna pass. Yeah. Hopefully put some more Pokemon down. I don't believe this Aromatisse deck plays any way to get more energy in play, like Xerneas or anything like that, so. There's energy on the Darkrai. Okay, nice. This is a... I could wait. It's tough. I could wait and... because his hand's dead. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. One turn. There's no Spritzee in play, not really in any big threat, I'd say. If he doesn't have another basic, he's gonna get Escape Rope Lands Judgmented here. His hand is clearly mid, so we'll see. Another Rainbow Energy. Oh, that's huge. Okay. Do I want to play this Ultra Ball then? Kind of do. But also I'm like at basically 0 threat here. Like getting another Pokemon down would be nice. I think getting Pikachu down is good here. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. Grab a Pikachu. And hit with Land's Judgment. Don't need to discard the energy. Still get a beefy nice KO on this Darkrai. And 2 prizes. Hopefully get something. The Professor's Letter. This Suicune is still gonna wall me pretty well, unfortunately. But there's not much going on past that. There's a Bench Giratina EX. There's some energy on it. Okay. Gotcha. It's a lot of actions. Alright. So I have an escape rope. I'm pretty tempted to honestly just... So I could either Skyla for... I kind of just like Skyla for Level Ball, get Duskull down. Yeah, we'll do that. And so now I could Beach, or I could just Hammerhead hit the Spritzee, which I kind of like. I mean, Beach would be pretty good as well, but I'm not really doing anything then. So I think we'll Hammerhead, hit this Spritzee. Say basically, you need Aromatisse this turn to get some stuff going. There's Ultra Ball. So Aromatisse is going to get established here. Maybe the Beach could have been a little stronger. I don't know. I can play an Escape Rope here, which is going to feel pretty good. Just going to the Pikachu. Pretty good chance I'll hit Raichu. And I can kind of retreat and hit whatever comes up. I think as long as I'm taking like decent knockouts, there's a Max Potion. That's pretty good. And got the Aromatisse, okay. Second energy attachment in play here. Gonna be able to start going into the Suicune pretty soon, which is kind of scary. So we'll one-shot my Landorus with Muscle Band and Weakness. But if he does commit to that, then Raichu can get a return KO, and then there go all the energies. So bench Darkrai, could retreat into something else this turn. Could go with a Hammerhead if he likes. I don't know how great that play would be. Would be again susceptible to, could be susceptible to like a Land's Judgment play. Okay, just a pass makes sense. We'll evolve into Dusclops. We will. Should have Escape Rope first, I guess. We'll Escape Rope. We'll give him the Pikachu. I wonder what he's gonna give me though. Probably gonna be like Landorus or Darkrai's. Not probably just Landorus. That makes the most sense, I'd say. Giratina, yeah. Landorus makes sense. We'll Starling Megaphone. We'll Juniper. Okay. Interesting. We got Dusknoir for next turn. We have an energy. A little scared about bench. I need an Ultra Ball here, so I need to discard 2 cards. I feel fine probably discarding the town map, honestly. Don't feel super... Yeah. Discard town map and laser. Get Raichu to get the pivot. Still have 4 DCEs left. I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. I can respond to this. I'll retreat. I'm just going to Lance Judgment. I'm going to respond to a Suicune KO with my own Raichu, and I'm still pretty... I'm like ahead in the prize race then, and also there goes all of his energy. So he's going to want to try and knock me out with something else, I'd say, or just punch next turn, which doesn't feel great. It would be a threat of a Lance Judgment, so just feeling very ahead in general. Got Dusknoir set up next turn, so we'll have the 80 damage to play with, which could let us, if the Landorus lives, probably wouldn't do this, but I could move 60 to the Aromatisse and Hammerhead it to knock it out, which could be a pretty scary play for him. Yeah, that weird start on both of our ends was definitely good for me, getting that early KO, which should be, I wouldn't say decently tough to get, but should definitely be harder than what it was. Man, that server maintenance was funny. That was scary. It just like froze. I haven't played enough TCG1 to... Yeah, it's good talking to you, man. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you maybe learned a thing or two about Pokemon TCG, but it was good talking to you. Yeah, let me know once you decide. And also, so like for the crew battle, like we could theoretically, I think it's more up to how many players you guys have than us, but we could do like we could even do like up to like an 8 to 10 player crew battle. So yeah, just let me know. Have a good night, man. There's an Ultra Ball. Probably going to get this next attacker. Down 3 Plasma Energy, so Deoxys is probably not that big of a threat here. Grab Genesect DX. Okay, that makes sense. Could see a G-Booster. G-Booster would be pretty scary, but there go 2 energy. There's a Rainbow. Yeah, I wonder what attacker we'll see. Suicune's just kind of susceptible to... I mean, whatever attacker comes up, as long as he doesn't find a max potion, like the 90 damage in place, so threatening for him. And also now, if he doesn't find a healing card, that 90 can just also go to Aromatisse. Although he probably does have a max potion. Retreat, there we go. Just go into Suicune, makes sense. Alright, gonna power up the Suicune. Interesting. So I can either... Yeah, there's the max potion, nice. So to threaten... Okay, not gonna get the KO, which is good for us. We'll evolve into Dusknoir, Juniper, see what we get. Okay. That's a knockout on the Suicune. That feels pretty strong, honestly. Level Ball, grab a second Pikachu, I'd say. Pikachu, Muscle Band, Fighting, Switch. Yeah, it's pretty broken. And I'll get the Circle Circuit for... Yep, there's a scoop. GG. I was definitely a little scared about that matchup. We got a nice start there, but... Taking all the energy out versus the Aromatisse deck is very powerful. So starting off 2-0, pretty nice. This deck is feeling very powerful. I agree with the person that played this deck. Dusknoir is a broken card, dude. I feel so good because like, I mean, most of these decks aren't going to have healing. Like, the Aromatisse deck does have healing, but if you can take one of the knockouts, it's so strong. Or if they ever whiff the healing card because you just have the Dusknoir. And Dusknoir is so powerful. It's like most of the games are done here. We're waiting on Amoonguss versus Plasma Lugia, and it looks like Pyroar got the dub. Over 2 Virizion Genesects makes sense. Really, our Pyro matchup should be pretty solid. looks like game's not going on. Alternate. Alright, Verzian Genesect versus Plasma. Dude, this Lugia is so loaded up. What the heck? The 2DC, 2 Plasma? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Oh, it's about to get cooked! Maybe? Yeah, that's a Stellar Guidance for G-Booster. It's about to get cooked! Oh, never mind. Okay, maybe not. We'll see. So against the Pyro deck, we're just gonna want to go as fast as we can. Obviously, set up both of our Raichus. Yeah, we have the lasers that can kind of be annoying. The Pyro deck can definitely be inconsistent at times, so we'll try and just take advantage of that. If we look at the last list, yeah, it's trying to just be as fast as possible, but it does have to play 4 Blacksmith. Like, if you can knock out these Pyroars, it's tough for them. Fortunately, Raichu does trade with Pyroar, and we only have a 2/2 Raichu, so we do have limited things that can hit the Pyroar. And if he can get catchers and Lysanders on our Pikachus, they could definitely be scary. But it should it'll be a pretty kind of just a coin flip matchup, I'd say. Yep, there's a G booster. Yeah, so there's 3 2-0s. Could be against this Plasma Lugia deck as well. I definitely prefer that over the Pyroar, but I don't think any of these other decks really have a great answer to Pyroar, from what I can see. Plasma Lugia just gets bodied by it. Yeah, I feel like maybe a Flygon, our deck, and I guess Aromatisse does have the Shred Attacker, so Aromatisse should theoretically be pretty fine into it. Connects my... Oh, I guess I can't connect my YouTube. That is unfortunate. Huh. Yeah, just getting early damage in play and then a threat of Dusknoir is so scary for most decks. I've been liking the second level ball. Feels good. Like we're not just most of the time not really whiffing a beat, which is great. I don't know how good the town map is. We haven't gotten to really utilize it yet. Could definitely be strong though if you prize big Dusknoir pieces. Because all the recovery in this format is not great. Well, there is super out in this format, but we're opting not to play one of those. I don't think recovery was super popular in this format. Looks like we're all done. Ooh. Oh, we are up against the Pyroar. All right. We'll see how this first match goes. Oh, I kind of wish I had a recovery card just for this matchup, obviously, but if we can get damage in play and then set up the Dusknoir, and we have the lasers, so it'll be interesting for sure. Pyro decks do play 3 switch cards, but their deck sometimes just doesn't function or they won't find Pyroars, so. This list isn't even playing Mewtwo, is it? No, it is playing Mewtwo. Okay, so we do have to worry about their own Mewtwo. We'll definitely go first. Started Mewtwo, alright. Did mulligan. We started Litleo. Could definitely. Ooh. That does not feel good, man. That is one of the flaws of this format. I mean, I could. Man. That sucks. We're just not going to get to use Dusknoir this game. That's so bad. I'll do it. It is what it is. I'll attach to Mewtwo. I don't know if I want to play the laser or not. I don't think I need to. I'll just pass. Man, that sucks. That's so bad. Double Dusknoir. Does not feel good. We're just going to go with an Ultra Ball, though. Get a second Litleo down makes sense. So they will establish Pyro next turn. DC on the benched one. Alright, makes sense. Would love if I could use my other Escape Rip and take a knockout potentially on that bench Litleo, but... There's a Lysander, okay. Top deck energy? Nope. Huh. His draw supporter was Lysander, so his hand is not great, I would think. But I don't think there's any way for me to get an attack this turn without playing in. Yeah. No, I could Skylar for letter. It might not be terrible. Get damage on the bench one. Yeah, we'll try that. Get 2 energy. Dude, if I had Escape Rope, it'd be Wraps. I'm like almost tempted to not play the laser, but like I get the knockout either way, but he's gonna evolve it. If he has a Pyro in his hand, he's gonna evolve it, I think. So I'm gonna hold off on the laser because I think it's pretty important to save them as much as we can for actually lasering the Pyroars. There's a third Litleo. That's pretty good at least. He's having to go pretty wide here. Alright, we're gonna see an end from him. It's a little unfortunate we don't get the Verbank down, I guess. I'm gonna get a damage that bench Litleo. There's no Dusknoir feels so bad here. Okay, Ultra Ball. Get rid of Mewtwo and Fighting Energy. And I think we have to get a Pikachu here. We did prize one of our Raichus. It's not fantastic. Laser, please give me heads. Nice. Heads is great here. We'll DC the Pikachu and we'll N. Okay. Interesting. We'll just Hammerhead, hit that bench Litleo. Hope for the best. Still, Tails is great. Okay, but I mean, they do play 3 switch cards. They're going to have to probably burn one of them. This Litleo is going to be more damaged. Double Tails on roller skates. That sucks. I mean, good for us, obviously. Just a fire on the bench, Litleo. Surely you have Pyroar here if you attach to that one. Otherwise, you'd attach. Yeah, there's a Juniper. There's the Pyroar, nice. Getting a little scary here, I'd say. You can still build up damage. There's a Beach, okay. I will probably play the N. Wow, another Sleep Flip on Tails. That is not great for my opponent. There's an Ultra Ball. We can definitely discard the Rare Candy. And probably the... Probably the Chorus. Although, yeah. Discard the Chorus. I'm going to grab a Raichu. Could grab Pikachu, honestly. That might not be terrible. Yeah, I'd rather grab the Pikachu, honestly. Oh, maybe I should have Chorus. That's a little silly on my end. I'm gonna N. It's fine. Okay. So I could escape. I like the escape rope here. That feels pretty good. Yeah. It's like I'll take a knockout on this Pyroar if maybe not. I'll go for it. What's he gonna give me? Wow, okay. Maybe this isn't the best play on my end, but an Ultra Ball. Get the Raichu. We'll take out the take out his fully powered up Pyro. If he has DCE here, it's not great. We're gonna try and just find the laser bank then, I think. Promoting the Pyroar. Yeah, of course he has it. Maybe that's a little blunder on my end. Dude, discarding both the Dusknoir just sucks. It's terrible. Really just needs to get the Pyro. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Do I give him Pikachu or do I put up Landorus? I mean, I prize the other Raichu, so I give him Landorus here and try and snipe. Dusclops, Landorus, course for 6. Not great. Get an energy attachment, probably on the Pikachu. And just Hammerhead. Hit one of these Litleos. Hopefully we'll find a laser. We should find a laser off this Juniper. There's an Ultra Ball. Gonna evolve the bench Pyro, probably the one I put damage on. And I don't have another out to Raichu here. This is not good. That was unlucky at the start there. Have to dump both of my Dusknoirs. Okay, just Scorching Fang. That's pretty good for us. Alright, we'll go Verbank. Gets DC the Mewtwo, maybe? No, probably just put it on the Pikachu. Yeah. Put it on the Pikachu. I don't know if there's another bench Pokemon I'd want because I'm already down. Yeah, I think I'll bench the Landorus. Juniper, oof. Did not find... Yeah, that's not great. We did not find a laser, although we'll have it next turn. So I'm just going to go Hammerhead here. Put it on that Litleo. That's all I can do. Tough. That hits head. I think it's over. Okay. Tails. Probably has Lysander in hand though. My Pikachu's probably dead. Okay. That's good. Promote Mewtwo. So we can either Skylar or N here. What does this guy do? That doesn't much sense. Quick Attack Bustle Band knocks out this. Yeah, that might be the play here. If I can find laser as well, that's the thing. And I have to N. Alright, I think that's the play we have to go for. N. Town map. Okay. And we'll X-Ball for 0. So I could either grab... There's a third Pyroar. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, and the Juniper. So I'm probably just going to have to end here. Okay. There's a laser. Oh, okay. So I could go... I knock out on coin flip heads. But he just needs one fire energy to knock out my Pikachu and I just lose. I do have a third laser left. So it's like either I think you don't have fire energy, which I feel like is pretty unlikely, but I don't know if there's a better play here. We'll Might as well go for it, I guess. If we get, honestly, if we get tails and we get like a double sleep flip, okay, never mind. Quick attack. Oh my gosh. That's not good. Wait, I feel like, how much was on that Pyroar? Oh, Pikachu's still a basic. That was silly of me. Oops. RTFC. I mean, yeah, just retreat. Shoot. That's my bad. Yeah, it's over. GG. Man, I feel like if we had Dusknoir, we could have had outs there, and obviously pricing the second Raichu sucks, but this matchup definitely could still be. I don't know if it's favorable or not, I'd say. That's tough. Oh. Still got one more. Still looks like it'll be Plasma Lugia is just gonna get rolled by Pyroar. Hopefully we just play against a Verzian Genesect and it's pretty easy. Let's see what the top cut is. Top 4, okay. So you should have a pretty decent chance. Oh, I guess our opponent's resistance is not great. But definitely if we win the next one, we should make it. Yeah, that was tough. And I also definitely messed up there, just serving up the Pikachu, but I think that Pyro deck is definitely unfavored. I had to Juniper away both my Dusknoirs as well, and I think that like turn 1, we had damage built up, and like maybe you can build up damage enough with Hammerhead, but they play 4 Pokemon Catcher and they play 2 Boss's Orders, so it's just like they will get the Gust on the Pikachus usually. Might need a recovery card or like one other card to help deal with Pyroar. See what's going on with these other games. Ooh, got the Drifblim out. And no Aromatisse on the field. That's not great. Rip the Ninetales Amoonguss deck. This Drifblim is one of the best one prize attackers in this format. It does 50 for each special energy in their discard pile. We could see a Verzian Genesect deck beat Pyroar, but I'd be pretty tough. Be pretty tough to say the least. They do have Drifblim and they do have G-Booster, but Pyroar is just gonna shred through all the grass attackers. I guess it's the little karma losing to Pyroar because that's what I played at the expanded tournament. Yeah, Verzian Genesect was, I don't know if like looking back it'd be the BDIF, but it definitely was thought to be the best deck in the format. Because it won the world championships. I think there were like 4 or 5 of them in top 8. Yeah, very strong deck. You got Verzian accelerates 2 energy to 2 grass energy to one of your Pokemon, and the ability all your Pokemon that have grass energy aren't affected by special conditions, so it shuts down Hypnotoxic Laser and Paralysis. And the Genesect's super strong. Regular attack does 120 snipe, and then red signal. When you touch a plasma energy, you get a boss's orders, which in this format we did have boss's orders, but it was like just for this format, so it was very, very strong to have. And then I'd say the main thing that made this deck pop was G-Booster, which is a tool card you can attach to Genesect, and then it lets it do 200, which one-shots pretty much everything, which is crazy broken, because you just didn't really see one-shots as much. I'd say my favorite deck is definitely the Evil Toll deck. This is what I played to Nationals and Worlds that year. Something a little different than this, but you got the Evil Toll EX, which does 20 and then 20 more for each energy attached to both of you. And with enough energy, you can get one shots. And then the White Cyclone attack is also really strong. Does 90, and then you move in energy to one of your bench Pokemon. So like in the Eviltal mirrors, you'll be using that second attack a lot to try and take energy off your Eviltal so they can't one-shot you and put them on benched Eviltals. And then you have Garbodor, which when it has a tool, shuts down all abilities, which is super strong. And then you got the Darkrai EX, gives your Dark Pokemon free retreat. And then the attack's also pretty decent in this format as well. Does 90-30 snipe. Got the Keldeo EXs in here as well for the Russian retreat. Really strong. This Gold Potion A-Spec, you don't see a ton. But like if this was printed now, like we have what's it called? We got Poke Vital right now, which I think heals 150, and it's like seen play in like 1 or 2 decks. This Gold Potion card was actually played a decent amount off the rip because 90 damage, a lot. Like it was a pretty big 2-shot format. So this Gold Potion card, I didn't play the Gold Potion card in my list, but it's pretty funny to see it. Yeah, the Garbodor is like crazy broken, and this card got reprinted as well. But it was so dominant. The artwork on this one's funny. I have one copy of this bad boy, this gold Plasma Freeze Garbodor as well. This is like one of my favorite cards of all time. He's so expensive too, but there's only two listed on TCG. This is like one of my favorite cards of all time for sure. Yeah, I have a decent amount of decks built in this format. I think I have, well, because I have this format and then I have the States format, which is, it's just this format without Flash Fire. And the main things you get is there's no Pyroar and there's no Lysander. Lysander is just boss's orders, so there's no guaranteed Gust in the format outside of like Genesect DX, and then a lot of decks are playing Pokemon Catcher. Which is, a lot more people prefer to play that format instead of this Worlds format, but this Worlds format is still pretty cool. I really like the Aromatisse deck. You get the toolbox vibes where you can play a bunch of the different type of, yeah, I do have that gold Garbodor. I bought it at a vendor for like $20, like 7 or 8 years ago now at a regional, because I wanted to play it in my deck. It's such a cool card. Yeah, I have Plasma Lugia built in XY States. Really fun fast format, or fast deck in the format. I have this Flygon Dusknoir built in a Worlds format. It's a pretty cool deck as well. Yeah, I think the gold cards from all of Black and White, like all those secret rares, I think are definitely some of my favorites. They're so cool. I have the Execute card. That's one of my favorites as well. Let me see if I can find that. There's like a golden Execute card. It's very, very powerful. Let me go. It's definitely the most expensive Execute card. Yeah. This is one of my favorite cards. This card was played quite a bit in it wasn't played a ton in 2014, but it was played a lot in 2015 once the decks became fast. It's basically, so it lets you, whenever it's in your discard pile, you can just bring it back to your hand. So, and it says once during your turn, but you can actually do it more times. So you can like have 2 of these in your discard pile, bring them both back, and then Ultra Ball to discard them, and basically just play the discard cards for free if you have enough of these Executes. So like super powerful card, one of my favorite cards of all time. Allowed for a lot of like crazy combo decks that, you know, like had these cards that required you to discard cards and just do it for free. One of the more balanced ones was there's this Plasma Weavile. Where is it here? Oh yeah, this Plasma Weavile, it does 30 for each. You can discard as many Pokemon from your hand as you want, and it does 30 per. So if you have 4 Executes, you can just keep bringing 4 Executes back, and you only need to discard 2 other Pokemon to get a 1-shot on all the EXs. So Weavile Execute's a pretty fun card in this format. Yeah, it is. You can still play it in Expanded, and people do still play it in Expanded, because that's Black and White to our current set now. Looks like the next match is up. Rizian Genesect. Looks like this is just the Igor Costa list. So they should have a pretty good matchup into Brazilian Genesect if we can set up a Dusknoir in time, even with G Booster. I think TCG1 is taking its sweet time. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, this Brazilian Genesect deck should be pretty close to this list. Got the Driplim in there. I wouldn't say it's a better platform, but you can't play any of the retro formats. So I'd say it's the best. It's one of the best alternatives we have just because they've programmed a lot of the cards in it. But like TCG Live, I mean, obviously graphically looks better than this. But it's the best platform to play retro stuff on. So we got a Mulligan. They get a Mewtwo start. We're going to be susceptible to Enhanced Hammer in this matchup, which we'll have to watch out for. I believe there's 2 Enhanced Hammers in here. Opponent got to go first. It's a little scary. Yeah, 2 E-Hammers. We are going to get to just punch this Virizion, which is pretty good. I'm definitely going to play N as well, unless it looks like his hand is just absolutely atrocious. I would rather not go down my Dusclops and my Dusknoir after what happened last game. There's a Skyla. Probably going to grab either a supporter for next turn. Could be card to find Genesect. Could be a Professor's Letter. Kind of depends on what he needs here. This town map card is really cool. You just flip all your prize cards up, face up on an item. So you can choose which prize cards you want to take, like in order. They haven't printed a card like this since, I don't believe. Just grabbed Ultra Ball. Oh no, grab Juniper. Okay. So there's a draw supporter. I feel fine playing in this turn. We got Pikachu. A little tempted to grab with Duskull too. I think I might. Do have to get rid of this town map, but I think it's okay. Looks like I did prize one of my Duskulls as well. Ooh, we did whiff an attack this turn, which kind of sucks. Put an energy on Mewtwo. We'll put down the Landorus. And we'll just pass. Yeah, with DC there, that doesn't feel great. We're going to get a smack this Virizion, which feels good. Get to put early pressure on. Hopefully we see a few more Pokemon bench so this Colress can get me a couple more cards. Let's see. Hopefully the N gave them a worse hand than what they had. I can't use... this Hypnotoxic Laser card is super strong where it automatically puts them to... automatically poisons and then puts them to sleep. I can't use that because the Virizion shuts off special conditions, which is tough. A lot of these Mewtwo Landorus decks would play the Garbodor card to shut off abilities. Okay, there we go. There's we found some lasers, found a DCE, which I could put down or I could save it. I'd almost be fine here. Okay, there's an Emerald Slash. Yeah, there's a couple different ways I could play this. And there's an N as well. Kind of opened it up. I could just Skyla for another level ball and get Dusclops in play, which I kind of like. I don't know. Going into Megalo Cannon here is like pretty aggressive on his end, and I have pretty real ways to knock out that Genesect, so I think I'm fine playing this a little more slower. Grab level ball, and hopefully we can get Dusknoir set up next turn and like get a full attack on this Genesect would be great. So we'll attach. I think I'll probably burn just one of these lasers because the likelihood of me actually getting to use one is pretty low. All right, just hit with an X ball, hit for 80. We'll see what happens here. I feel like a red signal on the Genesect would be a pretty strong play. Or a red signal on the Dusclops would be a pretty strong play here. I could then return with a big Mewtwo. Get a ton of damage on this Genesect. So, and he'd only be getting one prize there as well. It depends. Like, I feel like with this format, you can make a lot of the plays pretty fast because it's like pretty linear whether you would want to play a card or not. But like when there's like much more extended lines, I'll usually try and I guess that I'm talking like decision making time. But with like whether to, you know, like extend out or not, I'd say there's a plasma energy. I'm probably gonna take out the Dusclops, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is fine for me. Because I'll get to punch this Genesect for so much. Set it up for a Hammerhead to take the knockout on this Genesect, and he's really gonna be out of energy here. Definitely makes sense to take out the Dusclops because even if he takes a knockout on the Mewtwo, he's susceptible to me setting up Dusknoir and just knocking out the Genesect. So pretty decent play, I'd say, but still, I feel like we're pretty good either way. Yeah, I think mapping out, you know, like what the follow-up would be if they get a response to like knocking out your attacker. Like if you're just screwed from there, you know, obviously you might want to take a step back and wait another turn until you can get a little more established. But kind of just depends. I'd say it comes with experience for the most part. 20 damage on the Pikachu. Okay, interesting. Kind of forcing me to try and find this Raichu in the next couple turns. We'll put up Mewtwo. Okay, that's not bad. I could either get the Raichu or I could get a second Duskull. I think I actually prized my second Duskull. Yeah, so it is going to be Pikachu here. Yeah, so we're going to be looking for a Hammerhead play next turn, I'd say. We'll be doing 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 21, 40. Fortunately, not going to be able to take the knockout here. I don't think putting Muscle Band down really does anything here. Yeah, I'll put it on a Landorus, and I'll just hit with X-Ball. Yeah, so like in this situation, I'd say he kind of went fast here. Like sometimes you would want to go and like do a second Emerald Slash, which usually these Virizion Genesects kind of want to, or they would need to try and weave in the turn when they do use a second Emerald Slash to get more energy in play, because like the Genesect goes down, and then obviously he's going to need to repower stuff up. Yeah, losing that Duskull kind of sucks. I kind of wish I had Town Map, so then this prize I would have been able to take my Duskull here. But should be fine. And the next turn I could Skyla for... I could just straight up Skyla for Professor's Letter. If it was in the deck, I don't remember. I think it was, but... Or honestly, an end to 3 here is very strong. Like if we whiff energy, it'd suck, but... I could definitely see him retreating and Emerald Slashing this turn as well. Oh, no, probably not. He's probably just going to Mega Look in and take the knockout on the Mewtwo, I would think. Seems the most logical play here. There's a Town Map. Oh, that's a lot of energy. Wow. Although he's going to be able to take 2 of the prizes, but that's not great because he can't Emerald Slash accelerate him. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he probably has 2 energy left in his deck right now. that's a pretty funny prize layout. Wow. Yep, grabs another Genesect, so we might see an Emerald Slash here. Although he'd probably need to... Yeah, I think we are going to see an Emerald Slash. Which makes it so we're not going to get knocked out. Well, we'll see. Okay, yeah. Mega Locanon makes sense. So I could Skyla here for the Professor's Letter. I feel like end of 3 is very strong, though. Yeah. I mean, we have 6 fighting left and the Professor's Letter. Should have pretty decent odds of finding it. We'll Muscle Band this Pikachu. Go for the end, please. Okay, we found the fighting energy. No draw supporter, which is a little concerning. I'm a little cautious of putting this Mewtwo down as well. Could be susceptible to the Drift Blim. But we do have, we're going to Hammerhead. We'll put 30, yeah, we'll put it on the Virizion, I'd say. I think that makes the most sense, right? Would it make sense to put on the Genesect? I'd say not. You're gonna go Emerald Slash into the Genesect here. A really scary play, honestly. Yeah, that's probably what I was gonna go for. Is taking out a Pikachu this turn. There's 2 prizes. If he finds another Plasma Energy, he could Red Signal one of my Pikachus, knock it out with Emerald Slash, and he's down to 2 prizes, and he just needs 1 more knockout to win. Though he doesn't have a ton of... I mean, he only has 1 Plasma Energy left, so the chances of that happening are pretty low, I'd say. It's probably just going to be an Emerald Slash on this Landorus, in which case we could respond with a Raichu, or we could respond with the Mewtwo. Not sure. Finding this last prize card is going to be kind of difficult for us. Yeah, this could be just kind of cooked for us. We'll see. Bench in a second Virizion EX. Interesting. Ooh, there's a Shadow Triad. Alright, so he does have a Plasma Energy. He's going to take a knockout on this Pikachu. And it kind of just comes down to, can he get the prize card here? Alright. He might not have energy in the deck to accelerate, actually. That could be funny. No, he should. He should be able to put 2 on the Genesect, and then he just needs... yeah. He just needs Skyla here, / G-Booster. We'll put up the Pikachu because we have Raichu here. Well, so I can knock him out here with the Raichu, which is pretty good, and then end him down to 2, and it's like, all right, you need to find G-Booster here. Okay. Not a great draw from us, but we're going to be able to Circle Circuit, take the knockout, and kind of just force him. And down to 2, we'll see what he got. If he gets Skyla for G-Booster, it's over. Or well, no. He needs more than that. He needs more than that. Yeah. Because he also needs his last Plasma Energy. So this is a pretty strong play, but still scary. There's a Super Rod. I feel like we are still in an unfavored spot here. Yeah. I mean, he only has a 2-card hand. Putting the Jirachi EX back in his deck makes sense. There's an energy attack. Oh, dude. Come on. Draws into the research off the end of 2. That's stupid. Now I would say we're definitely not in a great spot here. I need another end to disrupt him, basically. I think this is wrapped. Oh, like he has to have an out to G-Booster here. There's even a Tool Scrapper on my Muscle Band. My best play here probably is just going in with Landorus and just kind of like hoping and praying that he doesn't have G-Booster, because if I go in with Drifblim, then Enhanced Hammer is an out to win the game. Oh, that's rough. There's a Muscle Band on the Drifblim. Like, oh, dang. Okay, yeah, this is cooked. This is cooked, and I'm down all 4 of my ends. Oh man, okay. I'm just gonna put I mean, Red Signal here is already game. Yeah, I'll just put Landorus down and pray, I guess. Okay. So, oh, just automatically selects it. I was gonna take a look at my deck for a sec there. Yeah, Red Signal's game here, but I mean, he only has 1 more Plasma Energy out. He only has... No, I mean, just Skylar for G-Booster is an out, which he should have 3 outs to, so... Yeah, the chances of him having this are pretty high, I'd say. But we will go for this, I guess. We'll Hammerhead, put it on... I mean, I guess we'll just put on the Drifblim. Yep. Alright. Let's see what he Junipered into. He does still have a pretty sizable deck. So if he has Plasma Energy, he can Red Signal for game. He's taking a sec here, so... Oh... he goes into Driftblim this turn and like doesn't have game, then I can. No, that doesn't even. I can't even knock out Driftblim with Mewtwo. I like need. Yeah, this is rough. Although he clearly, I would assume he doesn't have game if he's taking this long. I am down a lot of draw supporters, I believe. Still have both my Chorus and 2 Junipers left and a Shauna. Okay, there's a retreat. It's a good sign. Second? What is going on? Okay. Oh, there's an N. Okay, that's not good. Do find DCE. Oh, and actually, I think me bumping the... Yeah, me bumping that Skyro bridge just lost me the game. Although, no, I don't think it would have mattered either way, but... Yeah. That is GG. Unfortunate. See if we made top 4. I assume not, but never know. He just needs to come up and Megalo Cannon me here. Yeah, that's rough. GG's. 2-2, pretty fun deck. I'd say, I mean, I feel like if we set up Dusknoir that game, we were fine. We could still bubble in. No, we're not gonna bubble in. We'll be 5th or 6th seed, unfortunately. Oh, that sucks. Pretty fun deck though, I'd say. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then the winner of this, which will be Flygon or Racing Genesect. Oh well, that was a fun event. I like, yeah, that was a close game too. I feel like if I had another end, and he off that one end of 3, he like drew into Juniper. That was unlucky for us. So, it is what it is. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Good talking to you. I'll